We know the South Center was created by the South and for the South as an intergovernmental organization that aims to facilitate and boost development and cooperation among developing countries. What major initiatives is the center undertaking to do just that?
Well, you're right. The South Center is an institution that was established by developing countries. It works for developing countries. China was one of the founders of the South Center. We have a very close cooperation with the Chinese government. And the purpose is to assist developing countries in participating in international negotiations, to advise them to develop national or regional policies in order to promote development. So the South Center has a significant number of initiatives. We work in many areas, including international trade, human rights, investment, climate change, South-South cooperation.
Can I get a progress check with you on the center's efforts in promoting the 2030 Sustainable Development Goals? The deadline is fast approaching. How is the center doing in terms of promoting these goals being met?
Well, these goals, of course, are part of the basic framework under which the South Center is working. Of course, we know that most countries will fail to achieve these goals. And part of the problem is this lack of cooperation on the side of developed countries. They have made some commitments, for instance, in terms of climate finance, but these commitments are not met. And therefore, there is still a lot to be done in order to achieve these goals. And the South Center is, in the first place, monitoring the extent to which these goals are achieved or not. In particular, for instance, poverty eradication, which has not been reached in many countries. And the COVID-19 situation and the so-called poly-crisis that we are now going through have actually increased poverty in many places of the world. So we are trying to cooperate with developing countries to put in place the right policies. Of course, challenges go beyond that. Is the situation of health, potential pandemics that may arise. The issue of antimicrobial resistance, which is also a global challenge, is very important and needs to be addressed. So there are many issues, and then the center works on perhaps not all of them, but on many of them, trying to support developing countries in looking for solutions. This is our role, to look for concrete solutions to these problems.
A key aspect of sharing among developing countries is technology. The latest and the finest and the equitable access to such technology. How can developing countries do a better job to make sure the equitable access to the latest technology is available?
It is crucial for developing countries to increase their capacity to get the access to technology, to innovate on the basis of these technologies, and this is a very important driver of development. But as I suggested before, developed countries are very reluctant to share technology because they realize that it is one of the most important factors in order to allow other countries to develop and eventually to compete with them in better conditions. Interestingly, not many developing countries overcome what is called the middle income trap. This is the fact that some developing countries may grow, may develop industries, but once they have to engage with more modern advanced technology, they find a limit. And China is precisely one major example of a developing country which has been able to overcome this middle income trap, because China has been able to develop technologies in communications and now in semiconductors, in speed trains, in electric vehicles, in solar energy, and so on and so forth. This example should give lessons to other developing countries how to do it. So of course you need to invest in research and development. You need to use South-South cooperation more actively in order to get these outcomes. But yes, you are right, this is a very crucial issue. And without that, we will not see development in many countries.
Dr. Correa, we appreciate your expertise and your analysis. What a great conversation. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks to you. Thanks to you. It has been a pleasure.